These past few weeks haven't really been shy regarding gaming news. I've been so busy with No Man's Sky, though I haven't really had a chance to cover it all, so I figured it was time to touch on all the important news and updates we've received since then. Today we will talk about Borderlands and the new game mode they revealed, we'll talk Apex and its most recent controversies. Also, Fallout 76 has released its first instance dungeon of sorts, not its first dungeon, but its first major dungeon. Vault 94 has finally opened, which should prove to be interesting. Also, a rumor about the next Saints Row game has been passed around like a gigantic powwow. I can't wait to jump into that. And finally, of course, we're going to talk about the PS5 and the new leaks that came out and much more. Welcome to the third episode of Gaming from the Abyss. Let's start off with a bang and get right into Borderlands 3. A few days ago, we learned about the new PvE game mode, Proving Grounds. It's a randomly generated dungeons of sorts. You'll face off against a variety of enemies with, of course, a boss that'll show up at the end. Now, you'll have 30 minutes to complete it, and the faster you take out all the trash, the better chance you'll find yourself some awesome gear. Now, I personally cannot wait to try this out. I hope there's matchmaking, because even though I'm sure you can definitely do this solo, the more Vault Hunters in your party, the better chance you'll have to get better loot. This will be a fun way to take a break from the story and just go ahead and test out the many builds I'm sure Borderlands 3 will offer us. Of course, I'll be covering BL3 in all its glory on September 13th, so be sure to tune in if you're interested. Fallout 76 has been on the up for a couple months now, bringing new content and fixing all kinds of different issues, and their first Vault 94 has officially been unveiled. Vault 94 is a high-level activity that is meant for players above level 50, but this being a Fallout game, of course it's possible to complete it a little bit lower than that. I haven't played it yet personally, but I'll have a video covering my impressions of it soon. From what I gathered though, this update is huge, but it also has many issues. This vault seems like the biggest challenge Fallout 76 has to offer yet. You can choose your difficulty, with the rewards increasing as the harder you set it. Now, I'll go into more details on this soon in a separate video, but from what I gathered, players are enjoying it, but there's a shitload of issues that the game brought, and the dungeon isn't really structured very well. Fallout 76 isn't really meant for the MMO dungeon type of feel, and they tried to attempt putting in puzzles and things like that, but it's a little bit difficult. I'll have to make a whole video going over that, so expect that pretty soon. Now, Anthem. The past couple months have been filled with new updates, so many games, one being the Cataclysm update for Anthem. I've played through it quite a bit, and can honestly admit that I was actually having some fun grinding for all the new rewards. Now, I'm not going to say much more. I plan on doing a full video covering the Cataclysm, and I will go over everything, but there's these new guns that are coming out, and everyone's getting their hands on them, and apparently they're like crazy overpowered and fun to use, so I can't wait to jump on and make a video going over the Cataclysm. I know a lot of people are sore about Anthem. I can see why. This game isn't probably going to survive, but you can still have some fun with it if you own the game. Now, I don't recommend going to buy the game just for this update, of course, unless you actually really want to play it, then of course go buy it, but I don't recommend it. It is a fun game though. I admit I have a lot of fun with it. It's I don't know why. It's just the action, the combat, it's so fluid, it's so impactful. That's why I like it, and I'll probably always like games like that, even if it has no content behind it, which Anthem is getting a little bit better at. We finally have a chance to see what the PS5 model actually might look like. I was a bit skeptical regarding this leak, but since then, many are actually saying it's indeed a true image of the next generation of gaming. Of course, take what I say with a grain of salt. As you can see, the console is very different compared to past generations. This isn't an actual photo of a PS5, of course. It's a render of the actual pattern design, and meaning it may not look exactly like this, but it's a close resemblance. This design does look odd, I'll grant you that, but honestly, it's growing on me. I like the fact that Sony is brave enough to change up the formula a bit. It truly looks like the future next generation of gaming, but we've learned more than just what the console may look like. The PS5 is said to have true ray tracing, which will allow for more realistic environments in a game. It'll also have backwards capabilities, meaning we can actually play PS4 games on it, and I'm hoping PS3 and PS2, but I doubt that's actually going to be the case. It's also going to have 8K TV support, which right now there's not many 8K TVs out there for a decent price, so not many people are going to be using that, but still it's a good function to have later down the line. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know all kinds of things about how consoles are made, but I may end up making a video to go over all the specs and how the PS5 will actually improve gaming. But for now, that's basically all we know. I mean, there's other things. I'll leave a link down below if you're actually interested in reading up about some exact specs that have been kind of leaked, so go ahead and check that out. Links in the description. As for what games we we might be able to expect, GTA 6 is almost a guarantee to be around 2020 release date. Elder Scrolls 6, of course, and Starfield. Those games are pretty, well, Elder Scrolls 6 is probably further off than Starfield. I'm thinking we're going to hear a little bit more about Starfield next year at E3. That should be interesting. Now, the next God of War will also, of course, be on here. And there's a few other games, too. Now, I'll leave a list below, of course, if you guys want to go check out all the different leaked games that might be coming. But nothing is set in stone yet. I'm excited for the PS5, as I'm sure everyone else is. The graphics, audio, and everything in between will be improved upon in a pretty big damn way. Now, of course, this is going to hurt my wallet a lot. I'm going to have to try to buy the next Xbox as well, so that's going to be a pain in the ass, but oh well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Now, Saints Row is a franchise I have loved since I played it on the PS2. Well, it's rumored the next installment in this legendary franchise is in the works. The recent releases, Saints 4, Get Out of Hell, and Agents of Mayhem, which I know Agents of Mayhem technically isn't Saints Row title, but let's not lie, it's in the same universe, all of which are actually a big change from Saints Row's more realistic vibes, which I say realistic vibes very, very lightly. Now, some dislike these newer games. I myself actually love them for their insanity, of course. Now, I'll be putting out a review actually soon of Agents of Mayhem. I love that game to death, and that's just to celebrate this little rumor. Now, the next game is said to be returning to its gangster roots, and that's what many fans will actually want. That's what they've been craving, to be honest. Now, it's said this game will officially be Saints Row 5, and fans really couldn't be more excited. Of course, these are just rumors at this point, but we do know a Saints Row game is in the works. The question, however, is when will it be coming? Well, I'm gonna guess sometime in 2020, maybe towards the end of the year where the new consoles are coming out, but that is just purely speculation. Sadly, that's all the details I have for Saints Row 5 for you guys. I really wish I could dig up more info, but there really hasn't been many leaks, but of course, as soon as there are, I will be on it. I will cover that shit as soon as possible. And finally, I want to touch on the recent Apex controversies. Yes, I know, it's old news at this point, but being a fan of the game, I'd like to share my opinions on it. You're probably aware about the Iron Crown event and the ridiculous paywalls that came with it, but I'll briefly go over in case you don't know exactly what I'm referring to. This event brought some really awesome cosmetics, but also some horrible microtransaction practices, costing over $154 to unlock everything. Some can be earned for free, given, but not much of it. Worst yet, there's a special axe that only is available to purchase after you unlock all the Iron Crown packs, and there's so much more to it. I'll go ahead and leave a link below if you're interested in checking out the full story, but my opinions on this, I think this was a shitty thing for Apex to do, and I think it was really dumb, to be honest. They were in a good position. People were praising them because they weren't following EA's tactics, but now it seems like they are. This, of course, I don't think was EA. This was all Respawn, and it was their idea, and they actually responded to it pretty negatively, calling Apex players freeloaders, which really came off pretty badly. Now, of course, they're working on fixing a lot of these issues. I'll go ahead and also have an article below for the fixes that they will be doing, but I just really am agitated about this. I'm tired of games trying to do this. Apex was doing so damn good. They have to make money somehow, but this most definitely is not the way to do so. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about this. Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. I know some people love Apex and they really don't care. Of course, if you don't want to buy it, you don't have to buy it. The game is still free. It doesn't affect you in any way, but honestly, it does. The whole point of playing Battle Royale games is for the cosmetics. It's really the only sense of progression you get, unless you're in Fallout 76's Battle Royale mode. But yeah, I want to hear your opinions on all of this, on the PS5, on the Saints Row, on everything I've talked about today. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about all of this, especially the Apex controversy. I really hate it, but that's just me. I still love the game. I'm still gonna play the game, but I'm gonna be more wary of what I buy on there. Thank you guys for joining me today. I know this episode was a bit short, but we did talk about some exciting things, even though I didn't really have any deep details for you guys, which I'm sorry for, but I just had to give my opinions on all these different topics. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Go ahead and leave a like if you did. That really helps push my video into YouTube's stupid ass algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe for more if you want. I'll be covering BL3 and many other games. So thank you guys very much, and I'll see you guys in the next video, of course. I got broads in Atlanta, just to lean the family. Pretty